So hello you guys and welcome back to my channel. The last few days have been a little bit hectic for me, so I didn't really get the chance to do a review video. I've been editing like crazy and stuff, but it's time to chat about that episode. This episode, I feel like a lot of episodes can be kind of split up into like really like action driven or really story driven. This I feel like was a perfect balance between both, if not leaning more towards the kind of story side of things, because the character progression or what we saw of characters this episode was just mwah. First of all, I just want to talk about Daryl because wow. You guys know Daryl is one of my favourite characters. That's never been a secret. I've always been really vocal about that since my Where's Daryl days. But I feel like, yeah, look, I can be honest. You know what I'm saying? When he went stale, I said it. I was like, Daryl, what are you doing? And for a while, yeah, his character did go pretty damn stale. But we're finally been given some nice content with him. This chair's so squeaky, I'm gonna fuck it out a window in a second to do my head in. Daryl's relationship with Judith, he has just like adopted her as his little niece, or he's like Uncle Daryl. My God, that speech he had with her, not the speech, the talk he had with her where he said like, if something goes wrong, you know, you gotta go with Zeke. Oh my God. He's the one that nicknamed her little ass kicker. He held her like as soon as she was born in the prison. So to see them now be like friends, or to see him try to teach her things, it's fucking insane. And Judith is another one I feel like it's kind of complicated with her because she's a kid. We all know that she's a child, right? But she can't really be a kid in these times. So it's like you can see the people around her trying to allow her to have some sort of a childhood, to allow her to have some sort of normalcy. But at the same time, she is given responsibility. She is being told what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel bad for her in a way. You know, everyone in this world is going to be robbed of their childhood. Duh. But like, we see her when she's talking about being afraid for RJ and being afraid for her mom and being afraid for Daryl. You do see the kind of childlike mentality coming into play, which you don't see a lot with her. You see her be the big sister to RJ. You see her kind of tell everyone around her that I'm fine. No, like, you know, I'm good. But seeing her have that little moment of, yeah, maybe I would be scared, you know, if something happened to you, or if something happened to my mom, or if something happened to RJ. Oh, also the vest she made him. Oh, and I know, yeah, Kaylee really did make that. She drew it on herself, as far as I know. She stenciled it on herself. I saw in Talking Dead. Another thing this episode that I loved was Daryl having that tiny little chat with Carol. It wasn't much of a chat. It was just him kind of forgiving her. The thing about Daryl, he's a character who, if he's not close to you, he really doesn't have a lot to say. You know? If you don't know him, you're going to have no sort of real communication with him. He is quite guarded about who he speaks to and about what he says and whatnot. But at the same time, he's an incredibly forgiving character. We've seen this multiple different times in the past with him. And again, regarding Carol, you guys know she's probably one of my favourite characters. It's a toss-up between her, Michonne, and Daryl at the moment. I genuinely can't pick between them. But I can see her faults. I can see her flaws. I'm not going to get mad at Melissa, though, and be like, death to Carol, just because her story is taken on a different arc than what I expected, you know? And that's just something as well I wanted to say, that if you guys have thoughts on characters, that's fine, but just please don't be rude to the actors, because I've kind of been seeing a bit of that lately online, and I'm like, that's not cool. An actor isn't their character, you know? But that was getting sidetracked. Yeah, so, the Daryl and Carol thing, yeah, I mean, I get why he forgave her. He is a forgiving person, and especially with the people that he cares about. Now, I know that'll be a bit controversial, I guess, because a lot of people ship Daryl and Carol. A lot of people really fucking don't. As always, I'm in the mindset of, look, like whatever you like, just don't send hate to other people and don't be hateful over something, you know? But, I love them together as friends. I think that their platonic bond is just incredible. They have this weird, like, ride or die kind of mentality to them. I don't see them as romantic. I think Daryl and Connie are absolutely just... I would love to see them together a bit more. But being that Connie is trapped in a goddamn motherfucking cave somewhere, that, like, by the way, have we just postponed the cave hunting expedition? Because I thought we were going to go look for them and then we didn't. I'm aware a war happened in between everything. But if they are alive in the cave, we're wasting presage oxygen hours. That's how stressed I am right now. We are wasting precious oxygen hours. Because, like, they were looking for them, or at least Daryl was, and then they came back and it was just like, ah, fuck, there's a war, alright, well, we'll get back to that later. Just while we touched on Carol a little bit there, you guys, I think, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that one of my favourite couples, probably in television history, is Carol and Ezekiel. For some reason, not a lot of people like them together, and I'm like, well, okay, again, opinion is opinion, whatever. I absolutely adore them together. That was a really loud backhanded clap. Whoa. I've loved their story. I've loved watching them progress. Obviously, when something as heartbreaking as losing a child transpires, nothing's ever going to be the same again. So I get why, you know, they split. I get why things were awkward. Carol is like dealing with some fucking stuff. Granted, she's not dealing with shit in the most healthy way that she could be, and she's kind of fucking shit up in the process, but that's, you know. But Ezekiel and Carol smooching, having some fucking sexy time before the end of the world. My God, I needed that this week. Yes. Something else I loved as well, and I really wanted to touch on, is you got to see Ezekiel sprawled out in the bedsheets. Stereotypically, when you see an after sex scene, it's always the woman all tangled up in the sheets and the guy's getting dressed. I love that little role reversal. I don't know, was that, you know, on purpose or not? But seeing Zeke chilling, not a care in the world in the bed, and Carol being the one getting dressed and getting ready to leave, I was just like, you guys. But yeah, Ezekiel did make a good point. If it wasn't the end of the world, if they weren't in the situation they were in, would they still have gotten together? I don't think so, being honest. I think emotions were just high, and that's how that ended up happening. But let's hope it leads to, like, you know, a more open discussion between the two of them. While we're on the topic of couples and whatnot, Eugene, my man, is having a confusing time in his life. He's got himself an online girl. Great. That scene he had with Rosita where she was like, kiss me, and then he was like, I don't know if I can, I don't know. Seeing him finally be over her, it's about time. I wanted them to kiss just to see, like, what would happen. You know what I'm saying? And that kiss, guys, that kiss was more drawn out than the Bella and Edward kiss. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I was like, dear Jesus, just smash faces or leave already. But the fact that he didn't want to kiss her, he's moved on. He's in love with his new online girl. And I'm like, first of all, oh, that's so sweet, lovely. Second of all, I'm also kind of fucking worried. Because, you know, whenever anything nice happens in The Walking Dead, you should be on guard. She gave him her address on the radio. It was the last thing he heard. And then you see him all, ooh, I'm getting ready for a date, or I have a date to get to, whatever the fuck he said. Squeaky chair. Usually when somebody gets happy or when they have a surge in screen time, it means that not good things are a-coming. Now, Eugene is he's a polarizing character. People, I don't know what it is about him. People really fucking hate him. I get it. The man talks a lot and has a funky hairdo. So what? I know he's done some stuff in the past, but every character on the show has. I don't know. People really seem to fucking hate him, but I'm like, look, just let him have the goddamn date. Negan. We gotta talk about fucking Negan. Not actually fucking Negan, because let's face it, Alpha would probably have a lot to say about that. But, like, here's the deal. Negan, again, he's the type of character that you love to hate or you hate to love. I don't give a shit. He's a character everybody has an opinion on, right? Right. He has done fucked up shit in the past, yes. He still kind of does fucked up shit, yes. But we had a whole ass arc in between the two cases of fucked upness. So, what in the love of God? Like, I've loved watching his character grow. I've loved watching the change in him, because you can't deny it, there has been changes. We saw him speaking to Judith. We saw him speaking to Michonne. My man didn't kill Aaron when he could have. Now, I know if he had killed Aaron, you would have had to return empty-handed, and it'd be like, we're down a man, and Negan was last seen with him. It's not hard to put 2 and 2 together and come up with 4, you know what I'm saying? But, like, he has proven in the past, he's at least in control of his emotions these days. He's not totally hot-headed. I feel like there has been a shift. There has been a change with him. And when he fucked off to the Whisperers, I thought, yeah, okay, he could be doing some good here. Then he shagged Alpha in a field and put on a Walker fucking face. He could still be like playing the long con, playing the long game, whatever you want to call it. But I'm like, I don't know, man. When we saw him firing the fucking fiery arrows, which I also have thoughts on in a minute. I have thoughts on, okay. When we saw him firing the arrows and he was like, oh, I thought you said, you know, you wanted them. And she was like, oh yeah, it's part of my heart. That little kind of evil laugh he did. We've been seeing glimpses of the old Negan is what I'm trying to say. You know, when he's bringing up the way people used to kneel to him, that he was a leader and he fell and blah, blah, blah. And now he's with Alpha and he just... It seems like he was trying to subtly put some fucking thoughts in her head, but he's just going with what she's doing. Now, I'm aware He's on the battlefield. He can't exactly turn around when she has a flaming bow and arrow in her hand and go, hey, I'm actually with them. Is it alright if I skedaddle over to their side, yeah? He can't do that. But like, I don't know. I really thought my man had changed. Now again, he probably has, and maybe this is just a long con. I guess we'll just have to see. On the topic of flaming arrows and whatnot, apparently everybody online is just experts in tree sap, because when fucking Beta was nailing ball sacks to the trees at the start of the episode, it turns out he was collecting tree sap that is flammable. Who'd have fucking thought it? Not me. So they were doused with tree sap, which is flammable. I didn't know that. I think a lot of people didn't know that. And something else that I just want to throw in there also is that Alden was once a saviour. This is a point that I've made. This is a point I think I made offhanded in the reaction, but Alden kind of snapped and went off. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. He went off, I think it was at Aaron. He wasn't angry at Aaron, but it was just his anger was directed towards him. He was a saviour before. Alden was a saviour. He was with the fucking saviours. He changed sides. So if anyone should know that it can be done and people can change, it should be him. But he's so dead set against Mary or Gamma, whatever it is that we're calling her. Yeah, but if anybody should know people can change it, it should be him. So I just thought I'd put that in there. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that episode. I'm a bit anxious. I feel like this season has done a beautiful job of keeping the horror, because you guys might have noticed that they've really been injecting little shots of old school horror, and it's been working so goddamn well. And with a show like The Walking Dead, something like that could so easily go wrong and not work and fall flat. But they've really brought the old school, creepy, eerie kind of elements back to the show. And I am loving that. I'm enjoying the season. I think it's its strongest in absolute years. I have a feeling we are going to lose somebody because we have to. The whole fucking place is on fire. Something has to happen, you know? So, right now my bets would probably be on Eugene, because things were going a little bit too swimmingly for him. Thank you guys for all the love and the support on my most recent videos. You guys have been insane, the amount of love you've been giving me. I got to chat to Lindsley Register and Dan Fogler. If you guys haven't seen those videos yet, please be sure to check them out, because there's something that I'm really proud and excited about. You guys have just been really, really fucking kind, particularly over the last week, so thank you very much. Things have been a little bit tough, a little bit stressful, but you guys have been so, like, incredibly positive and loving that it really does mean a lot to me. And I mean that when I say it. So yeah, you guys, that is it. If you want to check out more content, I have a Patreon where I upload reactions to The Walking Dead, The Boys, Telltale's The Walking Dead gameplay. I do movies, Stranger Things, Game of Thrones. This week I'm actually starting up Anne with an E, Peaky Blinders and Lucifer, which I'm really, really excited about. So if you want to check them out, the link is in the description down below. And if videos aren't your thing and you just want to maybe connect, my Twitter link is also down below, and I'm always lurking, I'm always on Twitter, I always have something to say. So yeah, check them out if you're interested, and if not, I will talk to you all soon.